Greetings everyone. In this module, we are going to learn about the cell organelles. Cell organelles are tiny parts of the cell which are found in the cytoplasm. Each cell organelle performs a specific function. Let us learn about the various cell organelles found in a cell. To begin with, we have mitochondria. Mitochondria, it is an organelle which helps in the oxidation of food to release energy. These are the sites of respiration wherein the glucose reacts with the oxygen to release energy. The energy released is used to carry on all the activities of a cell. As mitochondria is associated with the release of energy, these organelles are also referred to as powerhouse of the cell. You can see here on the right side, this is the diagram of mitochondria, and the inner wall of the mitochondria is beautifully put into folds. So this is basically a character for you to identify the organelle mitochondria. You can see the inner wall of the mitochondria is put into folds. Looking at this shape, we can identify the cell organelle as mitochondria. Now, mitochondria is found both in plant and animal cells. Coming to the second cell organelles, which are plastids. These cell organelles are found only in plant cell. Now, plastids in plant cell are again of different types. Coming to the first type of plastid, as you can see, chloroplast. This plastid contains the green pigment, the green photosynthetic pigment, which is chlorophyll. As it contains chlorophyll, these plastids are the sites of photosynthesis and they are referred to as kitchen of the plant cell. Let me repeat, chloroplast, as you can see here, they contain the green pigment chlorophyll. These are the sites of photosynthesis and are referred to as kitchen of the plant cell. Coming to the next type of plastid, that is leucoplast. These are colorless plastids. They do not contain any pigment. These plastids store food materials such as starch, proteins and fats in a plant cell. So leucoplasts are the plastids which store proteins and fats. Coming to the next one, that is chromoplast. These plastids contain pigments other than green like red, yellow, orange, etc. Now these plastids, chromoplasts, are responsible for giving color to the colored part of the plant like leaves, flowers and fruit. Let us see here an example where we can see, let us take an example of a tomato. Unripe tomato, which is actually green in color, contains chloroplast, plastid with the green color pigment. And on maturation, we can see this unripe fruit basically changing into a bright red tomato, a ripe fruit. So here we can see the transformation of chloroplast into chromoplast, the colored plastids with colored pigment. Now coming to the next cell organelle, that is ribosomes. Ribosomes found both in plant and animal cells. They help in protein synthesis. They help in making proteins for the cell, and as such these ribosomes are referred to as protein factories. You can see the structure of ribosome here. It contains a smaller subunit and a larger subunit, ribosomes. Now here inside a cell, they are found in the cytoplasm scattered as tiny granules, as you can see here, tiny granules, ribosomes, found both in plant and animal cells associated with protein synthesis. Moving on to the next one, vacuole. Now, as said before, plant cells have one large vacuole which is storing food, water and waste and also providing turgidity to the plant cell. Turgidity means ability to stay flaccid. Now, animal cells may or may not have vacuole. And if vacuoles are present in animal cell, they will be smaller in size and more in number. So a very clear difference between plant and animal cell is plant cell contains one large vacuole, as you see here, whereas animal cells contain smaller vacuoles and more in number, or the vacuoles may not be present in animal cells. If found in animal cells, the function of the vacuole is waste removal and digestion. I repeat, the function of vacuole in animal cells is waste removal and digestion. Coming to the next cell organelles, Golgi bodies. These Golgi bodies are well developed in animal cell. These Golgi bodies are referred to as secretory organelles as they secrete substances such as enzymes and proteins. Coming to the next cell organelle, that is endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum, abbreviated as ER. They help in transportation of substances in and out of the cell. Endoplasmic reticulum is usually seen in the cell connecting the cell membrane and the nuclear membrane. Now this endoplasmic reticulum, as you see here, they are of two types, that is smooth ER, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and rough ER, rough endoplasmic reticulum. Rough ER has ribosomes attached on them. As we see here, ribosomes attached on the surface of the endoplasmic reticulum and referred to as rough ER, whereas smooth ER do not have any ribosomes on them. Apart from transporting substances in and out of the cell, these rough ER will also be the site of protein synthesis as they have ribosomes on them. Now here we can see an animation of showing the Golgi apparatus, rough ER and smooth ER. Here you can see how the Golgi apparatus is making substances, releasing enzymes and proteins, and how they are being transported by the endoplasmic reticulum. Coming to the next cell organelle, that is centrioles and centrosomes. Centrioles and centrosomes, they are again found in animal cells and they help in cell division. They play an important role in cell division. You can see centrioles and centrosomes, they exist together in animal cell. Here is a small animation showing you how the centrioles and centrosome help in cell division. Coming to the next cell organelle, it is lysosomes. These lysosomes are the organelles which contain tissue dissolving enzymes. They contain tissue dissolving enzymes and as such help in digestion of foreign bodies and any other worn out cell parts. And as they help in clearing the cell from the waste, it is also known as garbage collector of the cell. Now, these cell organelles, that is lysosomes, are also referred to as suicidal bags because when a cell is worn out, the entire cell is worn out, the lysosomes burst open, releasing the enzymes and digesting the entire cell. And in this process, it also kills itself, it destroys itself, and as such, it is referred to as suicidal bag. So you can see here in the cell lysosomes. So these were the different cell organelles. Now coming to a quick recap of plant and animal cell. Animal cells are generally smaller in size, whereas plant cells are larger than animal cells. Animal cell wall is absent, plant cell contains cell wall. Except Protozoa euglena, no animal cell contains plastids. Now here in plant cell, plastids are present. Vacuoles are smaller in size in animal cell, whereas in plant cells, vacuoles are larger in size. Now let us try to label this plant cell. This is a plant cell as we can clearly see a large vacuole here and cell wall. So let us start labeling. A, cell membrane. B, cell wall. C, cytoplasm. D, Golgi bodies. E is vacuole. F, chloroplast. G, mitochondria. H is ribosomes. I is nucleus. J is endoplasmic reticulum. Now let us label an animal cell. You can see this is an animal cell as we do not see a large vacuole. We don't see any cell wall here, and as such we can conclude that this is an animal cell. So let us start labeling. A is cell membrane. B is mitochondria. We can see the inner wall put into folds here. C is chromosomes, the genetic material of the cell. D, Golgi bodies. E is the ribosomes. F is the nucleus. G are vacuoles, smaller in size. H is endoplasmic reticulum and I is cytoplasm. So with this we have labeled the plant and animal cell diagram along with the cell organelles. Now this is a Venn diagram which helps us in comparing the plant and animal cell. Okay, this is a mathematical diagram. We call it a Venn diagram, which is used to show the similarities and differences of plant and animal cell. So we can see this region wherein both the circles overlap. So this region is showing the similarities in plant and animal cell, which includes the presence of mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, endoplasmic reticulum, nucleus, cytoplasm, ribosomes. We also include cell membrane in here. So all these are the similarities of plant and animal cell. Whereas coming to plant cell, the difference is cell wall. No cell wall in animal cell. Large vacuole, small or no vacuole, chloroplast in plant cell, no chloroplast in animal cell, and no Golgi bodies. Here we have an animal cell Golgi bodies. You can see here we have written Golgi apparatus. Okay. Now Golgi bodies in plants, it is referred to as dictyosomes. I repeat, in plants, these Golgi bodies, which are not so well developed, are referred to as dictyosomes. Okay, let me just take you quickly through prokaryotes and eukaryotes, which we have learned in the previous module. Prokaryotes are mostly unicellular, whereas eukaryotes are multicellular. Nucleus in prokaryotic cell or prokaryotes is poorly defined. There is no nuclear membrane, whereas the nucleus is well defined in eukaryotes and it is surrounded by a nuclear membrane. Nucleolus is absent in a prokaryotic cell or prokaryotes, whereas in eukaryotes, nucleolus is present. Cell organelles such as plastids, mitochondria, Golgi bodies are absent in prokaryotic cell. They usually do not have the cell organelles, whereas in eukaryotic cells, the cell organelles are present. Example of prokaryotes, bacteria and blue-green algae, whereas examples of eukaryotes are fungi, plant and animal cells. So with this, we have completed the cell organelles and revised the plant and animal cell along with prokaryotic, eukaryotic cell. I would like to conclude the presentation by a small quote. The capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill. And the willingness to learn is a choice. So dear all, I conclude the presentation, leaving you all to make better choices always. Thank you.